Be honest. If God stopped answering your prayers today, would your life actually change tomorrow? That question ruined a man's success and saved his life. Most people say, God is first in my life, but their calendar disagrees. Their stress levels disagree. Their decisions disagree. Because for many of us, God isn't first. He's emergency contact. We call him when things fall apart. We ignore him when things are going well. But what happens when God is not just invited into the crisis? What happens when he's placed at the center? Let me tell you a story.
There was a man. Let's call him Daniel. Daniel did everything right. He worked hard, he stayed disciplined, he sacrificed sleep. He built something from nothing. People looked at him and said, God has blessed this man. But they didn't see the nights. The nights when success went quiet. The nights when his phone stopped buzzing. The nights when he lay in bed staring at the ceiling, feeling like something was missing and not knowing how to name it. It wasn't depression, it wasn't laziness, it wasn't lack. It was emptiness. Daniel kept telling himself, once I hit the next level, I'll feel fulfilled. So he pushed harder, longer hours, bigger goals, more applause. And it worked. The money came, the respect grew, doors opened. But peace never followed. One night, after closing the biggest deal of his life, Daniel sat alone in his car, engine off, hands on the steering wheel. And for the first time, he didn't feel proud. He felt tired. Not tired in his body, tired in his soul. That's when it hit him. I have everything I asked for, but nothing I hoped for. He realized something painful. He had invited God into his life, but only as a backup plan. God was welcome after the grind, after the goals, after the success. Second place. That night, Daniel didn't come with a long prayer. He didn't promise to be perfect. He didn't bargain. He whispered one sentence through tears. God, I don't want you as an option anymore. Take first place. Nothing changed overnight. The bills didn't disappear. The business didn't stop demanding him. But something inside him shifted. He stopped chasing success to feel worthy. He started walking with God to stay grounded. And for the first time in years, Daniel wasn't full of noise. He was full of peace.
Putting God first is not a feeling. It's a decision you make before the pressure shows up. Most people say God is first until obedience costs them comfort, until faith delays their plans, until trusting God means letting go of control. Putting God first means you don't ask, how do I feel? You ask, what does God say? It means God is not your emergency contact. He is your default authority. Here's the part we don't like to hear. When God is truly first, He will challenge your habits, interrupt your timeline, and defend your ego. Because alignment often feels like resistance at first. You will feel uncomfortable before you feel confident, restricted before you feel free, stretched before you feel strong. Why? Because God doesn't align your life to your comfort. He aligns it to your calling. And that's why obedience feels heavy before it feels peaceful. Trust feels risky before it feels safe. Purpose feels lonely before it feels fulfilling. But once God is first, something shifts. You stop chasing quick relief and start choosing eternal direction. You stop reacting to life and start responding with wisdom. You stop asking God to bless your plans and start aligning your plans with God. And that's when clarity replaces confusion, peace replaces panic, and direction replaces noise. But here's the twist nobody talks about. Putting God first will cost you things you thought you needed to give you what you actually need.
Sarah didn't backslide. She didn't rebel. She didn't choose sin over obedience. She chose God. She prayed before she decided. She walked away from what felt wrong. She said no when it would have been easier to stay. And then everything fell apart. The relationship ended quietly. The business collapsed unexpectedly. Doors she thought God opened shut without warning. She didn't pretend to be strong. She was confused. She was angry. She was honest. She said, "God, didn't I do what you asked?" No thunder, no instant answer, just silence and the slow work of loss. Weeks turned into months, and one day it became clear. She didn't lose everything. She lost everything that couldn't go with her. The relationship that would have delayed her obedience, the business that tied her identity to success, not God, the plans that made sense but weren't surrendered. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Isaiah 43:18-19. What looked like punishment was preparation. What felt like rejection was redirection. Because some blessings arrive disguised as endings, and some obedience costs you everything before it gives you what actually lasts. Putting God first doesn't mean life gets easier. It means your suffering is no longer wasted. Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Job 13:15. If everything fell apart after you chose God, maybe nothing went wrong. Maybe you're being moved, not punished.
Let me ask you something, and sit with it this time. If God asked you to release the thing you lean on for security, not your sin, but your backup plan, your relationship, your timeline, the thing that makes you feel safe, would you still say he's first? Because many people don't replace God, they just demote him. They pray, but only after they've tried everything else. They trust God, but only if it doesn't interfere with their plan. They obey as long as obedience doesn't cost too much. And that's the tension. Putting God first doesn't mean he gets a vote. It means he gets the final word. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. If God is only first when it's convenient, he's not first. If obedience depends on comfort, it's not obedience. If faith only works when you can see the outcome, it's control, not trust. And this is why so many prayers feel heavy, because we're asking God to bless plans he never approved. There was a young man who made one small decision. He stopped reaching for his phone first thing in the morning. No notifications, no noise, no distractions. Just 10 minutes with God. Nothing else changed. Same job, same stress, same bills, same unanswered questions. But something shifted. Weeks later, people noticed. He wasn't rushing, he wasn't reactive, he wasn't as anxious. Life didn't get easier, he got steadier. Because when God becomes first in the quiet moments, he becomes your anchor in the chaotic ones. Seek first the kingdom of God. Matthew 6:33. Here's what most people don't realize. Putting God first doesn't change your circumstances first. It changes who you are inside them. And when you change, your decisions change, your reactions change, your discernment sharpens. You stop panicking, you stop forcing doors, you stop begging for things God is trying to protect you from. Because peace doesn't come from control, peace comes from alignment. So here's the real question. Is God truly first in your life, or just first on your lips. Because whatever you run to first, when you're scared, when you're uncertain, when you're under pressure, that thing, that person, that habit, that's your God. And the moment you put God first, not just in words, but in surrender, everything begins to fall into place.
Most people say God comes first, but their decisions say something else. They pray, then panic. They believe, then control. They trust, then worry. Because the truth is, God isn't first when He's only invited in emergencies. He's first when He decides the direction, even when you don't like where He's leading. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your paths. Proverbs 3:6. Here's what most videos won't tell you. Putting God first doesn't mean your life gets easier. It means your excuses disappear. It doesn't mean you'll always get what you want. It means your wants will be confronted, reshaped, sometimes painfully removed. Because some of the things you're praying for are the very things God is trying to save you from. And when God takes something away, it's rarely punishment. It's mercy disguised as loss. That kind of freedom can't be bought, earned, or negotiated. Some of you are exhausted, not because life is unfair, but because you've been living out of position. You're tired because you're carrying weight God never assigned to you. Control, fear, comparison, the pressure to prove something. You keep saying, "God, help me," while refusing to release the steering wheel. But God was never meant to be an accessory. He was never meant to be added to your schedule. He was meant to lead your life. Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you. Matthew 6:33. Notice the order. First the kingdom, then the provision. Putting God first will cost you something. It may cost you a relationship you're attached to, a plan you're proud of, a version of yourself you've outgrown. Because God doesn't just change outcomes, He changes allegiances. And that's why many people say they trust God, but quietly keep a backup plan, just in case He doesn't come through. If this message unsettled you a little, that's not guilt, that's conviction. It's the sound of something waking up. But here's where most people fail. They feel inspired, then return to life as usual. Don't do that. Because there's another story you need to hear about someone who kept delaying obedience, kept putting God second, and paid a price they never thought they would. Watch the next video on your screen, not because it's comfortable, but because it might be the conversation you've been avoiding.